now tuned in to Two Studs in a Pod with the dynamic duo of Blaze and Meech, a podcast giving you a candid glimpse into the world of super terrific Uber dykes, but you can call us studs. This week, we're talking about being friends with exes after a breakup, whether the breakup was amicable or the knockdown, drag out, bitch, I hate you type shit. People, especially lesbians, often choose to remain friends with the one that used to have our heart. Is this a good decision or not? Let's get into it. Meech, drop the beat. Two Studs in a Pod, everybody, with your dynamic duo of Blaze and Meech. You already know what it is. We're here to talk about exes this week. But before we get into that, Meech, how's your week been?
Week has been the same. I mean, still packing. We got through a lot of
You'll be
stuff.
packing for like a month now.
For real, it's a lot of years. It's a couple decades worth of shit we had to pack up.
Oh,
But
man.
we're at the end, and I'm excited. But I'm also kind of like displaced because I don't really have a home yet. But so yeah, but I mean, everything else has been cool. Work has been work. Life has been good. No complaints. How about you?
Yeah, my week has been pretty okay. Can't really complain. Working and working as usual. Getting ready for this vacation, as I've probably said on every podcast, because I am ready to go on vacation and get some drinks and have some good times with wifey, and just ready to not have to work for a little while and relax and enjoy myself. Still trying to work out and get into shape to get ready for this vacation. And,
You're making me jealous with all this vacation talk.
sorry, man. Plus, I know it's probably cold there still. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going somewhere where there's no mosquitoes at. But this week, we have a very special guest. We bring to you my lovely wife, Nikki. A few words for the people. Nikki.
Hi, podcast people.
All right.
All right.
Hi,
Well,
Nikki.
there you go. How you doing?
How you been?
I've been doing really well.
How's life treating you?
It does very good. I have an incredible puppy who is amazing.
It's spoiled.
It brings so much life. Yes. I've actually put everybody in order. I think I love the puppy the most.
I do that already.
Then my children. Then my wife. And then the cat.
Oh wow.
In that order.
And she answers not lying. That is the truth.
All facts.
Okay.
All the time.
But so now that we all know who's here, let's get into it. This week we're talking about exes. I have them, you have them. So let's talk about some of our experiences with them. What has your experience been like with breakups and like the reasons for breakup? Like, how many times have you been the reason for the breakup, or did you decide it was time to break it off? And how did you know?
Oh, exes can't live with them, can't kill them. That's how I feel about it. For the most part, I don't think I'm friends with any of my exes except for one. We've been friends for like about like 20 years because that was like my very first girlfriend. And the breakup was bad, but I don't know how somehow we kept talking and ended up staying friends, and we're like best friends now. We don't like that part of the relationship is not really relevant.
I don't do exes, so I never really stayed friends with any of my exes. And I mean, like anytime I got into a situation with a woman, I told them straight up from the beginning, like I don't do exes. So if this doesn't work out, then we're not gonna know each other after this. And I'll walk right by you like I never seen you or ever knew you before in your
I've seen you
life.
do it.
Right. Right. I will hurt your feelings, okay?
I
Yeah.
think that is so extreme. I think you can be friends with people because if you are willing to enter into a relationship with someone, I know for me, you have to be really cool and you have to be a friend to begin with. So just because the love in the relation, that part of the relationship doesn't work out, doesn't mean the friendship dies unless you were never friends with that
Yeah,
person
but
at
we
all.
don't fuck now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just keeping it real. Like for me, we've crossed that line. So once we cross that line and multiple times, because if we were in a relationship, that means it was multiple times, then
Right.
there's no friendship there. Like maybe the basis of that relationship was friendship to begin with. But once we started fucking and we crossed that line and sex became a part of it and like we've seen each other naked and all of that, like just because we break up doesn't mean that I wouldn't still be like attracted to you as a person, right? Like, but
I don't know.
that doesn't mean that I can be that I want to be friends
No, this
with you.
community is so small. You're always running into people. I'm not, I don't hold grudges or anything like that. I don't mean anybody any ill will. If we're cool, we're just cool. So what? If you saw, all of this, yay. I mean, you're not seeing it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like you grow and you move on and you can still remain cordial and you can actually, if you guys really had a good friendship, you could continue that friendship. It might be a little rocky and touch and go at first, but if you're truly friends, it'll repair itself and you don't even worry about the physical part of it anymore because it didn't work out.
I think it depends on how it ends also because if it was knockdown drag out type
Right.
shit, like I don't think I could get over that.
Right. And that's how like a majority of my situations have been like there hasn't ever been like, oh my god, you know what, this just isn't working out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like that ever for
It's
me.
hard to get over that. Like, like you said, Nikki.
Nobody smokes anything. Nobody, this is hilarious.
But yeah, like you said, we were supposed to be friends, and we had a connection and if it ended terribly, like I can't forgive that. So I don't see a reason for us to be friends. Like there's no amount of apologizing that you can do that's gonna make me want to be like, okay, let's be friends.
No,
Let's text. Like, nah, fuck out of here.
Right. I'm saying like if my last memory was of me picking up my shit from out of your front yard because you
oh,
threw my shit outside while I was at work. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And you got some stick up your fucking ass about God knows what, and you decided, you know what, you're gonna have a fucking fit and throw my shit outside, and I'm picking up my shit out the dirt trying to find somewhere to go stay. No, we not about to be friends when I see you.
you stuck it in my
Yeah.
who hurt?
But I think it's different though, because I think a lot of femmes treat studs worse. Like I'm not gonna throw a girl's stuff out in the streets and put it in
Right,
trash bags for people to come steal. Like I've
right,
had that done to me. Like, and
right.
I don't have no cheap shit. So like my stereo was on the curb, and I'm just like, can you just hold it? I'm gonna come get it, but I'm at work right now, and you still putting it out on the streets. And when I get there, like everybody's going through my stuff. Like that's not forgivable. Like I can't be friends with you. I don't care. I don't care what you say.
I've only done that one time, but I was also getting divorced, and it was a crazy divorce, and I just had it, and I put everything out on the balcony, and I set it on fire.
Oh shit.
Just some waiting till it's hell type shit. Like the fuck?
For real.
Get your shit. Get your
So
shit.
I don't agree or condone with that kind of
And
behavior.
get out.
But sometimes people take you to that point, but I don't think that's typical. Um, I've had
But
to
it,
take a restraining order out on one person. That was, she was crazy. And I kept telling her we were not in a relationship the whole time. Because, I like to be honest and straight up with people. But people like to
mhm.
think we're in a relationship with me. And I'm like, that's not the kind of relationship this is. So that one ended badly. And I had to take
But
out
I
a
mean,
restraining.
if you ran into that person, now would you be cordial?
Yeah, of course. Like, hi.
You lying.
I would. I'm not going to be like,
Man, please, okay? I'm
that's why I'm
telling you.
like, I'm not like that. That's why I'm like, if I see you and we make the eye contact and it's like, hi, what's up? Am I still going to be strange about it to this day? Yes. Am I a little leery because I think you're probably still psycho, but you should have grown and developed and, come to terms
You
with
should have.
whatever.
But listen, I had this
Got a lot of faith in
um
people.
and I had this girl that I was dating. She stole from me. She stole money from me. Money from me. Maybe it was petty little change, but she stole money. There was a TV involved as well. Like she stole from me. And then when she saw me again, this bitch had the nerve to write me a letter. And because we ended up working in like the same building for two different places, but for the same building, she ended up writing me a letter, having somebody who worked for my company call me.
Was it a 4-page letter sealed with a kiss?
Call me to come up to get this letter, right? And I'm reading this letter, and I had my homegirl come with me because I was like, I don't trust this situation. It just feels fishy to me, right? Because she knew I worked there, and I knew she worked where she worked, whatever. And I just was like, I'm not even trying to fuck with this chick. Like, she would be on the elevator with her girlfriend. Okay, her girlfriend worked in her company. I would be like, I'm not even getting on the elevator because I don't want no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no issues. And this bitch stole from me. I'm definitely not riding no elevator with her. Like, y'all gotta be crazy. So anyway, she writes me this fucking letter, and I'm reading this letter, I'm laughing, and I hand it to my homegirl, like, read this shit. And as I hand it to my homegirl, and we're both there cracking up, this bitch comes walking out the hallway of her office. And I'm like, oh, so now she's all heartbroken, hyperventilating, blah, 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 and crying. She gets me called down to HR. Like, I'm like, my job is being threatened. And I'm like, are y'all kidding me right now? Like, she's writing me letters. They're like, where's the letter? I'm like, do you really think I kept the letter? Why would I keep this goddamn letter? I threw it away. And then she's calling my phone. Like, she got people calling my desk phone and shit. Like, she's harassing me. And she
Yeah.
wanted to be friends with me. You stole from me. That
I
is
would
one.
just like to say, you're not supposed to venture into relationships with people you work with.
She worked for one company, I worked for another. We worked in the same building.
Oh.
Right. I'm first of all, I mean, we did start fucking around because we did work for the same company at one point in
Mm-hmm.
time. And we were in the same
Yeah.
industry, and I mean, it was a fun little thing, like it was a little office thing, and I was feeling myself and whatever. So and she was like, mad other dudes wanted to get with her. So I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm about to do that. It is what it is.
Wifey looking at you sideways right now.
Yes, okay. She's like, really? I'm like, you ain't
I don't know.
really.
I've always had like a more logical approach. Like you can tell when somebody is just, you can come visit between the hours of 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. versus, okay, you're somebody worthy of a full relationship.
Yeah, you
I'm
know
a
what?
little
It,
in
it,
my
it was like that. It
choices.
was like that. But the problem was that, like, okay, at the time we were both in relationships.
Mhm.
So with that being the case, it was like a whole lot of not the right kind of decisions were being made. And like I really tried to avoid this situation. I really did with all of my strength. I tried to avoid it. But I
You
mean
had a
when chicks
magnet
are like,
elevator, like
listen, when they're like getting their titties pierced and telling you that they only pierce their titties just so they have a reason to show you their titties.
You're gonna look.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you
gonna
You
would.
gotta do
look.
some other things.
Would think to yourself, maybe you're not mentally all there.
I think
Yeah, you would think that, but they're like, at that point in time in my life, I was doing a lot of partying.
You're hot in the ass.
Yeah, yes, I was. I was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know any. I knew better, but I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I just
right.
didn't care.
Yeah, it was just that time. You just go through that. I think everybody goes through that.
No, I never had a hoe face.
You never had a whole face?
Never
Look,
had a hoe
can we
face.
come on now, bro? Let's not recall the very first time I ever saw.
First of all, that was not a hoe face.
Well, that was just a whole night. I was trying to find out.
It was somebody I was dating. We weren't in a relationship. We were dating.
That
and
person
hanging
you
out.
told me you already like that with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I recall.
Don't get your lie straight. Oh, you gonna
It's
lie?
not a
Oh,
lie.
okay.
First of all, to put it in the context, you have to tell the whole story. So you go out on a date with somebody, you have a couple of drinks, maybe more than a couple of drinks.
You never know with this one.
For real. I know. It was more than a couple of drinks, okay? Too. No. I know. I don't remember my 30th birthday party because of this woman, okay?
I don't remember my 30th because
That's what I'm here for. I like to make sure that people have a good time.
I bet you do. That's what we talking about right now.
But what you saw, wasn't anything out of the ordinary. This is so out of context. No,
I can visualize it. I know what she's talking about.
What? You were there?
No, she was probably there, but she wasn't outside.
I was there. I think we were there together.
I know I came with Daddy. I came with Daddy and
Yeah. I think that was like the first time we met.
yes.
I'm a single person at the bar. Met up with another single person. We had been communicating. Little drinks, and we went outside and had a little kiss.
Okay, a lot of the times that I was doing my thing, I was a single person.
No, we were sitting up here talking about relationships and breakups. So that's why I'm like, you like to conflate so many things.
Well, we're including situationships in this because I've been in way more situationships than relationships.
Okay, so
that was a situationship.
No, I don't even think that wasn't even a situationship. You just happened to have an experience where you saw your future wife on an
being
outing.
That's what we were talking about.
No,
being a hoe.
Not being a hoe. Kissing someone is not being a hoe.
Okay, well then I've never been a hoe. Oh, okay, maybe not never. We don't say never.
Yes, you were nasty. Yes.
Anyway, but that's what leads to knockdown, drag out fights. Have you ever had any situations with like your new girl and your ex having conflict?
My new girl, my ex, yeah. Actually, she had like, me and my first girlfriend were best friends. At this point it had to be like 12 years in. And we get to talking and she's asking me, how I came out and blah blah blah. So the conversation came up and somehow, it came up that, my best friend now was my first girlfriend. And she was tripping like knockdown drag out type shit. And I'm like, yo, like it's been over 12 years since I've even touched this woman. Like, and I was a kid. Like you're mad at something that I did when I was a kid. Like
what I was doing.
Right, exactly. And she's like, nah, you can't talk to her, you can't text her, blah, blah. It got to the point where, like, what happened?
I don't understand that kind of mentality. Like,
yeah, it's just, and she's heard us on the phone before. Like, we're not talking like, hey, baby, how you doing? It's like, yo, nigga, what you up to?
No, yeah.
Like, oh, shit, you seen the new whatever movie? And, but, it's like friends
like
shit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like homies. And, she got so mad at me one time. And I'm like leaving the house and I'm in the car doing something. And then next thing you know, I see this crazy woman running out the house with her chancletas on and a broomstick. And she starts swinging the fucking broom at me, thinking that I'm on the phone with like my friend.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like, nah, I gotta go. Like that's one that I had to end because I'm not about to get beat with a broomstick for talking to my friend. Like you need to be a little bit more secure.
Is that the crazy one that I know?
Yes, that's the crazy one.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
This is her
god.
favorite ex of yours to hate. Okay.
The
I
one
promise.
that used to swear up and down used to abuse me.
Well, yes. But she was so crazy. And she said she put the L in salmon. She was like, salmon. Oh my god.
Yo, that is like a pet peeve. Like I promise you, I can't even be friends with people who put the L in salmon. I almost said salmon because
I
that
know.
shit makes me so sad.
Oh my gosh. And you kicked me so hard just to make sure I wouldn't have a facial expression.
Oh my
But I'm sure you couldn't help it.
god. Pet
One of
peeve.
them.
Yeah, that ex was trouble. Like, one of those I got caught up with the
The
big
wrong
butt.
head. Yeah.
Didn't think with the wrong head,
Yes, Lord.
pretty face.
Yeah, they'll do it to you, bro. Like I'm telling you, like the stripper that I was dating. I mean, yeah, it was a good time when we went out, and like it was great. It was great, and it wasn't great at the same time. To like we walking through places and have you see the dude eyes popping out of their head,
Oh yeah.
and then it's like, but damn, bro, like I gotta be worried about this all the time, and then she wasn't really about anything, so
Yeah, no ambitions.
right.
I'm a trash talker now, sorry. For
Pretty
real. Like I need you to have something more going for you than a pretty smace. Pretty pretty smace.
space. Yes, you need more than a space, okay?
Yeah. A pretty face and and a nice body. Like, yeah,
You need more than that.
yes.
Definitely. You could have both and be smart.
Don't try to be.
Yeah. Nah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that was definitely a situation that was no good. And I learned from that. Like, don't shit where you eat. I did that. I did that a lot, but sometimes
you said you did it a lot.
like I did it in different places though. Like it wasn't like the same job, but like, I worked at a call center. Like, hello. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it goes down at the call center. Okay. And I worked at a call center for a while, and it definitely went down in the call center.
Yeah,
And
we had a flood of like new employees coming to the call center one time at the job I was working at, and like it was just like the kids in candy stores, all the dudes and all the females and everything that was happening in the parking lot and in the
bro,
bathroom.
I
It
was
was
at
wild.
one point in time, I was a manager, and this girl put her titties on my shoulder.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, I cannot mess with you because you're an employee and I am a manager. And she was like, and in the office, she put her
Right.
titties on my shoulder, and I was like, are her titties on my shoulder right now? How do I say no to this? But I had to.
Easy.
I did, and I did. I was strong. But I mean, come on, man.
I know.
Sometimes,
I feel you.
well, you're still out there before you become an adult and find true love and happiness. Why are you laughing?
It's like the expression on your face. You're looking at me like it was just funny.
What about you? I mean, I know you like to stay friends with your exes, especially when they still have all this love for you in
She
their
got a
heart.
fan club.
Yes.
I don't have a fan club. I just don't miss treat people. I just try to be upfront and honest with them and let them know their place. That way they don't have any questions and they're not acting all crazy. And
But they still act crazy.
that's kind of not
Mhm.
my fault.
Yes, but you saying that you say these things so they don't act crazy doesn't stop them from acting crazy. They still act crazy. I saw it. Somebody almost got killed because of it. That night when your ex was like, "Oh my God, I still love you."
That happened.
Yes, that happened. You know that happened.
All I remember was I was walking out of the door and I may have
Mhm.
tripped.
You were a little tipsy.
Yes, maybe a little tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
A little tripsy.
Trip.
Mm-hmm.
Tripsy. Yes, I was tripsy. All of these stories kind of make me sound like I have a drinking problem. I really
Oh,
don't.
trust me. Have you not listened to this podcast? I mean, all we do is drink and smoke on this bitch.
No, but I tripped and I just saw people trying to help me stabilize, and it just so happened to be my ex, and then you were right there, and that was not a good moment.
She was seeking you out to help you, though.
Right. Like, I feel like she
Yeah, we
willed
were
that with her
behind you, so we
mind. You know, like
saw
how
it.
you moved the garage door with your mind?
You know what?
And she willed that with, like, she probably stuck her foot out. I feel like, to
But
make
you
you
know what?
trip.
I can't help that. And you,
But I can't help that a woman goes crazy and throws my stuff out, and I haven't done anything but gone to work.
yeah, but it wasn't anything like that. She just tried to help me because I tripped versus somebody throwing your stuff out on the lawn. Just very,
Mm-hmm.
very
Because you look like you
different
needed a
scenarios.
lot of help in that situation.
Yes, you were there to help.
And so was Meech right there. You had two people there to help you.
That wasn't my
Facts.
fault. It still wasn't my fault. I can't control someone else's behavior.
Okay.
Yeah, but at what point do you kind of tell your ex to fall back, like
Right.
when you're in a new relationship?
Now that's the
Because
behavior you can control.
Blaze might not have known the situation. I mean, we were friends before, so I knew the ex. But at what point do you step in so it doesn't escalate?
That moment happened so fast. Like it, I couldn't, what was I supposed to do? Don't help me as I'm falling. You know,
But I mean, in general, I mean, not in that situation because you were definitely tripsy. So
Yes, and she was
yeah.
very like trying to get us to talk to each other. Oh my God, look, Blaze, this is my ex. Ooh. No, we are not about to be friends. I've
But
told you this already from the jump. I don't play no
also,
games like
when
that.
I'm tripsy, I'm very friendly and I like everybody to love one another. So,
that
yeah.
sounds like a non-answer to me.
No, I think you tell them up front, this is it, we're done. That's been said. But at that time, you know what I mean? That there wasn't any questions there.
For you, I
For
guess.
you, right.
But yeah, it takes the other person a little, it may take them a little bit of time.
Yeah, she didn't know she was about to run into Hurricane Blaze Meech.
Yo, facts, okay? I'm like, what? Yo, you wilding right now, son. This is not how it's about to go down. I don't play these games
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, speaking of like crazy exes that want to be friends, I had a female that stole from me too.
Mm.
And like I went to the casino, a new casino had opened up by the crib, and I went in the first machine I sat down at, I hit the jackpot. So, I cashed out, went home, put the money in my drawer. It's all cash, right?
Mm.
And chick comes over, and I went in the shower. And when I got out the shower, like I didn't realize it till a little while after, I went to look in the drawer for some money and I was missing. And, I hit for like a couple stacks. And I was like, there's no way, like where the fuck did the money go? And she was like denying it or whatever. She was like, oh, maybe one of your roommates took it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, my roommates don't come in my room. And how the fuck would they know, like to go through my shit?
Right.
So yeah, so I had to cut that one off too. Like, but I seen her like
Any
a
clues
couple years.
beforehand?
What happened?
You didn't, there weren't any clues beforehand?
Nah, not really. Not really. Like everything, like it was just like a booty call type situation. So she had never really been around my stuff for me to think that, she might steal from me. I don't know. I mean, I was new to the 305, so maybe I was looking real green.
Um,
But yeah, so I ran into her a couple years later, and she was like, "Oh, how you been? I've been trying to get in touch with you." Like, what? If you don't get the fuck out of my face, like, where's my money? That's all I have to say to you is, where is my money? Like, I don't care. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind that. Like, why do you want to be friends?
Right. Those
I
are the ones
can't
that
be
get
friends with
me
somebody I can't trust.
after like so many years of like not talking. Like I had this one chick, this Jamaican chick or whatever that I was with, and this is the one whose husband tried to shoot me. We ended up, we were like together, and she had this immigration thing going on. I have no idea what was going on, but we got a spot together and all this and that. And then one day, I just remember I was chilling watching the Dolphins game, and she was talking on the phone. And this was before cell phones. This was the portable phones or whatever. And I sound old saying shit like that, but anyway. But so I'm sitting in the living room watching the game, and she says something, and I said something to her. The next thing you know, we having like words back and forth. So she tells me to go suck my mother.
oh,
And I said, "You go suck your mother." Hey, yo, she threw this fucking phone at my face, bro.
Oh,
Broke my nose.
oh
Straight
shit.
like that. Yes. Broke my nose. And I'm like, there's blood coming out my face and shit. And I'm like, you broke my fucking nose. So she was like freaking out. So I'm like, yo, can you take me to the fucking hospital? So
Yeah.
he takes me to the hospital and leaves me there.
Oh shit.
And it's a shitty ass hospital. I have to remind them that I'm in the back to get an x ray on my nose to confirm that it's broken, which they can't do shit for, but tell you, here's some fucking pain pills and have a nice day. So I go, anyway, she comes and picks me up. And the next day, I went to go cop some trees from my homegirl's house. I was over there and we blazed up. When I got back to the house, this bitch was so shook because of her immigration status and like just shit going on with the ex husband, baby daddy bullshit. She cleared it, bruh. She grabbed all her shit and was gone.
Oh wow. Wow.
You laughing? I'm dead ass serious. Like when I got home, like all her shit was gone, and it was about to be her fucking birthday, right? So I had bought like some stupid little trinket shit for her birthday,
Mhm.
like a movie or some shit. She took that shit.
Oh wow.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? So she takes this shit,
Island people crazy, man.
yo, and
for real.
And then like 2 weeks later, I'm there because I was working night shift because I was working at the call center. And I'm there and she comes and knocks on the door like nothing ever happened. And to this day, this bitch still be trying to get in contact with me.
I don't
I'm like, are
understand
you
it.
out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
I
Like,
said,
did you
"Dude,
forget?
right. I'm like, she'll send me all kind of messages and shit. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, nah, nah. That really happened to me.
Hilarious.
It's not funny when you're in the
It
situation.
is hilarious to me.
What?
It's
I
not
don't,
always signs.
huh?
There's not always signs.
No, there's not, because some people will flip out on you completely. But I just like to look at it because I know that we have two methods of thinking. Like you were thinking with your little brain, and I always think with my actual brain.
My
So
brain is not so little, okay?
because I don't know, and I was a single mom and I had kids, so it's like I always had like a different approach. Like I had to think about these things way more because I couldn't get in.
Involved with somebody who was like just willy nilly.
Yeah, and because when you have other people to care for, and when you have goals and you're trying to do things in your life, you can't be just messing around with anybody that doesn't have any focus, that doesn't have goals, that's still, got a lot of bullshit with them. So I was a little bit more, I had to be way more thoughtful in my relationship approach.
You had to be responsible while we was out here being reckless.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
so that's what I'm like, I didn't have that. I never,
Dating
I'm like,
strippers and
it's really
I'm
young.
like 25, feeling alive. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's that situation. And not to count the stripper she hit me up like a few months ago and tried to give me this whole spiel. She's like, hey, everybody should have a chance to make amends. Well, she approached us in the club trying to be like,
oh yeah.
let's be friends. No, we're not gonna be
No, thank
friends. I
you.
told you this. I'm
Yeah, but
trying
I
to think.
think you're very upfront about it, like from jump. Like me, I just feel like depending on how the situation ends, but for the most part, a lot of them haven't ended well. The ones that have ended okay, I'll still say hi and stuff, but there's really no reason for us to keep in touch. Like you don't need to know what's going on with me. I mean, you could follow me on Instagram and see me happy with my new boo,
cannot
but we're not communicating. We're not going out to dinner. We're not double dating and shit. Like, nah, look at me shine. Look at me win. Look at,
Right.
look at what I got going on now. Look at what you missed out on.
There's one ex I
I'm
had that
petty.
I was a shitty person to her. So I
Mm.
like I out of my own like guilt wouldn't be excited to say hi. I probably would say hi, but just like out of my own guilt for how I acted and how I was at that time of my life, I would
Yeah.
she didn't
Wow, you
deserve that.
still feel guilty?
I just feel bad because the person wasn't ever bad to me, you know what I'm saying? And I was an asshole to a good person. And I think about that. Like I don't know. I feel a lot of things. Like, like I'm a fucking crier, like I feel shit. What can I say? And I just feel
But I think it's
like
also because we've been on the other side of that,
right, right,
So
right.
it's
So I
like,
know how that
damn, I
feels.
put
I know
someone
that
through that, right?
right, exactly. That really especially like a person who never did anything to me and then like hit them like such a blind side and I was such an asshole, like such an asshole. Could have been so much better. Handled the situation so much. Obviously it was supposed to happen because I wouldn't be here where I'm supposed to be now, but
Right.
it didn't. I feel like maybe I could have did it a different way. You know what I'm saying? And not been such an asshole in that situation.
I
But
guess. I like being an asshole to those who deserve it.
yeah, and I mean, of all of the ones that I've been with, because remember I've been fucking bitches since I was.
Oh, wow.
I said that I was gonna.
Wow.
I've been out since I was in high school, so I've been sleeping with women since I was in high school. Like I still remember when this girl was sitting in my lap and her mama came home. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
damn.
yeah.
I
So
go.
she's in my lap. I was just sitting here. I was just sitting there. She picked me up. I was just leaving the
I'm sorry.
library like any good nerd would be. I was coming back from working on a school project at the library. And she was like, hey, you little boy with an eye, you go over
I
here.
just want to point out that in all of your stories, you're an innocent bystander and somebody's doing
Yeah.
to you.
No, but it does happen a lot. Like because as a stud, I think femme women complain about this. Like they have to approach a stud because unless you're in the gay club, then that's different. But out in the open, a stud like being a stud is like a homing beacon to hey, I'm gay and I lick pussy.
Oh,
I'm just saying, like that's undeniable. You know that when
Right.
you see a stud, you see a masculine presenting woman, you're like, that is a lesbian. That person likes
Right.
pussy. I know that. But you can be out there. How many times has a man tried to talk to you because
I would like to say that nobody talks to me. Apparently, people find me intimidating.
well, you look mean, but
That's not
Yeah.
the case.
unless you're drunk.
No, I'm not up for BS. So I've noticed that if somebody does approach me, they're very thoughtful about it.
But I'm just saying, like, feminine women aren't just approached by masculine women out in the open like that. Whereas me being at work, me being in the grocery store, me being everywhere, it's like I got that sign, an arrow that's pointing at me saying gay, gay, gay. You know what I'm saying? So it's more likely that a feminine woman is gonna come
And
to
approach
you.
you.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's very rare. I can count on my hands how many times. Plus, I'm shy. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life, I'm shy. So I probably approached 2, maybe 3 women before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, any women that I've ever messed with, they came at me. They came to get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just is what it is. Like I knew you were gay because we were like in a gay setting. You know what I'm saying? Like we were at your birthday party, so that's where I first saw her.
Your birthday party was a gay.
No, I have straight friends. So judgy.
Well, I mean,
but
I don't know. I just figured. Well, at first I thought you wanted to talk to Daddy anyway, so I just figured you were gay. So I didn't really think you had any interest in me at all. Like I didn't think I would be your type at all, which I'm really not. Your ex. Oh.
You're so nice.
So have you ever had somebody like one of your exes approach your current girlfriend?
Nah. At least. Nah. No. Never. Never had that. I haven't really had issues because I don't really, like I don't even talk to my exes. So how is my new girl going to talk to my exes? Did have a situation where remember we were going out and we were bumping into a lot of my exes suddenly. Like they were coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden. It was like they could sense that I was happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I had finally, it was like one final test from the, and that's that. And the only time she's ever seen an ex of mine that she knows was my ex was one time when we were in the club. And by that time my ex had blown up to oh my god, like
Whale proportions.
yes, well proportions. And she's like, that's who you were with? Oh my god. Blah 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 blah. And so I mean that's about it. Like I don't really have issues like that. You? Nikki?
No. I've had them do some crazy stuff, like have their friends track me. You know how you're just hanging out, whatever, and they were like, "Oh, so and so is in the club, or so and so is, out and about." And then, I've had them call me all creepily, like, "I heard you're here wearing this." I've had that happen.
Wow.
Yeah, but as approaching the person that I'm with, no. Mm-mm.
What about you? Because you've been messing with some crazy girl.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've had an ex approach the girl I'm messing with. It's usually the girl that I'm messing with approaching an ex.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they're just crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
Good
I
approach.
think
Say what? Stay away
it's
from
like,
my dick.
yeah, like, if I say hi or something like that, like, what the fuck are you talking to her for? Like,
You do look
okay, it's just hi.
crazy woman now.
It's the
You
it's in the
attract
water.
them. It's like you can find them anywhere.
Some of us
Yeah,
just
well,
crazy.
I know.
Like,
So
Like-
far, wifey has been not crazy.
So far,
So.
give it time.
I don't think it can get any crazier than the one that traumatized Nikki.
No. Okay, she is so traumatized. Like that trip to the Keys, I think she has flashbacks just mentioning the Keys or Cheesecake Factory.
No, it was Cheesecake Factory.
Listen,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
let me tell you, that incident at Cheesecake Factory is like
Legendary.
okay.
I have nightmares about that shit. Don't bring it up.
and Nikki backed it into the wall. She looks like that Homer Simpson meme where he like backs into
He backs into the bushes.
and I'm just standing there like, what?
I don't know, bro.
Oh man,
That was a sign.
yeah,
That was a sign. The broomstick was a sign.
yo,
And when she snatched my chain, that was the third strike.
and you want to talk about your Key West traumatization with the. You told me that you walked in and you thought this girl had a knife
she had
too.
the knife up to you.
She
Like
did.
y'all were like,
You don't even remember because we were all drinking. We were at the
we were at the spot, the hotel or something like that.
yeah, the little
Yeah.
Oh, this okay.
And Nikki and I had went outside to give y'all a moment for something because you had got like an email or something at work or some crazy, I don't know, something that's just
had
like
to
what?
go to the bathroom.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was like, let me go to the bathroom. And I get up and I'm like, hey, I'm feeling good. Yeah, we in the Keys. Life is great. And she's sitting on top of her with like this
Butter knife or
raggedy
something.
steak knife.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, shit, I don't remember this.
Because I remember at dinner, she was still talking about how would you feel if somebody bought your chick lunch? Okay.
Oh.
Now you remember.
And I was like, you know what? And weekend. And what we're not gonna do is that.
I don't even remember.
She
Like,
came outside.
I
She
don't
was like,
remember.
oh, I think she's gonna kill me. She's like, we're gonna have to keep an eye on her.
Oh my gosh. I was like, because I was already leery.
That's why. Whenever you come, you had an issue. I'm like, yo, you need to come up here. You just let me know,
For real,
far
we
far
thought we were
away.
gonna have to do rescue missions. I'm like, my friend is being abused.
But you know what the crazy thing about her was? The only time she would like to act like that was in front of other people.
What?
Yeah, like at home, she was like she wouldn't act like that. The time she came outside with the broom, like she had to come outside and do that. You know what I mean? In front of everybody in the parking lot. The
What?
Cheesecake Factory was obviously
Right.
the Cheesecake Factory. I guess whatever happened in the Keys that I have blocked from my memory was in front of y'all. And then yeah, I don't know. And then one time she had said something, we were going running and we were having a conversation in the car and she decides to continue it in front of Blaze. I don't know if you remember that. And she was just like, it's not all about sex or
What?
something. I was like, what?
What?
Like, what? Like, and I'm just looking at like, really? Like, this is what you want to talk about right now? Like the whole car ride up, you could have answered the question or whatever the conversation was.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, she liked attention and drama.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't know.
no, this is too much. I'm traumatized. I mean, I couldn't even go to a Cheesecake Factory for so long after that. And I can't even tell you how much I love that dulce de leche cheesecake.
But you know what? You know what? I
You.
can't lie. I can't lie. The first time, because remember the first time you introduced her to us, we were at the spot at the club or whatever. And when you came walking with her across the street, I was like, oh Lord, this okay. I was like, oh, I know where Meech's head is at. And this is not the right place. I was like, this is not gonna be
Definitely
good.
not.
That's when I turned to Nikki and I was like, oh, Meech is happy right now. Wait.
I'm telling you, and then like towards the end, I ended up breaking up with her because the whole trip, I guess, in the Keys, when she was mad, my coworker was cooking for everybody. She didn't just bring me
Oh, see,
stuff.
that's even different. Like even
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I can understand like you being a little like, why is this
No,
bitch bringing
because you
you
know what?
food?
Coworkers go to lunch all the time.
Yeah, go to lunch.
right.
For me to make something at home, pack it, and bring it specifically for you, that implies, and we're like, you're a
No.
stud, and I'm a possibly straight women, and straight women are usually the sneaky
Yeah.
ones.
I think it has like I don't have insecurities rather on that level. Like my coworker's mom brought me some homemade pho.
Yeah, and you brought that home, but that's easier to say my coworker's mom, not my coworker took their time to cook this and pack it specifically for you, and that coworker being a feminine female and you being a masculine female. For some women, that does, especially islandy and Spanish women, that
Yeah, and she was
insinuates
both.
No,
something,
even at that
right?
time, even like the explanation that I was given at the time, I didn't even think. I'm like, stop being so insecure. Y'all are together. Like,
Yeah, that's how I feel, right? And then the whole thing was everybody was on some workout, eat right
Right,
yeah,
program.
right.
So she knew that, me and my girl had met at the gym and we were trying to do our thing and we were going like meatless Mondays and we ended up doing the vegan thing for weeks. So she was like, "Oh, I made this stuff, hair for you and your girl." And I brought it home and I'm like, "So and so, made this for us cuz she's vegan too." And
Well, that just makes her sound even crazier for her reaction to it
that's
yeah,
what the whole thing
because
was just not logical. And then I was so deep into my chocolate martini. I was like, whoa, guess what? It's my birthday weekend.
yeah, and she wanted to take a shot. Like, oh my god, it was crazy. But thank God that's over and
yes,
done with.
thank God that is in the past.
Yes, yes, like so many
Yes.
situations.
But that's pretty
So,
much
what
Mm.
is a bad breakup, really? That's my question. What makes it?
When it was so knocked out, dragged down, fuck you, fuck your mama too.
cheating,
Yeah,
right?
like I've been cheated on. That was a breakup. Stolen from. That was a breakup. Like
Abused. That was a breakup.
that.
It's not
Listen,
funny,
I'm
guys.
very my friend. I'm like, do we have to go down there and beat somebody up, or what we got to do?
But to me, that's what a bad breakup is. Like I have never had the situation where um it's been like, you know what? Like I said before, like I said in the beginning, it's never been a situation for me where I sat down and said, you know, this just isn't working for me. You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to formulate that sentence. You know, I've never said that. Now I won't have to, but I don't good because I don't know how to. I mean, how many times have you broken up with somebody like that?
Quite a few, but I don't think. But it wasn't like out of the blue because I'm very open, and when you start getting on my nerves, where I'm like, okay, this is a problem, I start letting you know, like I'm unhappy because dot 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 dot. So I'm very outspoken. I'm going to let you know so that there's no surprises. So it's not out of the blue all of a sudden, like, you know what, this isn't working for me. It's not me, it's you, or however you say that. I've never done that. So it's like I start telling you, and then if the change isn't there, then I'm out. It's simple.
Yeah,
Like,
but what do you? I mean, you say you're out, but do you just what like in the middle of the night you pack up all your shit out the cupboard? You're like gone. Like there's still some kind of a.
I wasn't, I've never been the kind to shack up with people.
Oh, well, you're not
So
a
I
true
never
lesbian.
had that. I just, I'm not a people person in that fashion. You know what I mean? I like my own space. So I've never been the kind of person that's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I want to be around you 24/7. I want you in my space. I want to smell you first thing in the morning. I've never been that kind of person.
You haven't.
With you, it's why it's so unusual because how, but I also was not the kind of like, oh my God, I love you. I don't ever say that to people except you. You're like the second person. So that's why I'm like, I'm always way more careful about those kind of things because people would be like, I love you, and I'd be like, ooh, I don't, you know. So that's my personality. Not everybody is like that. I know some people just say it because somebody else said it, and I just,
Yeah, like
to
this
me,
girl.
words are powerful. So
This one time I gave this chick a ring because I found it like for cheap, but it wasn't like a wedding ring. It was just like, hey, I found this nice cheap ring on sale, Black Friday sale.
no.
This bitch thought we were getting married.
Yeah, because that's what ring
Oh,
signify. You have to think about like the meaning behind stuff. You don't just give people rings. You just don't buy people shoes. You just
I said Merry Christmas. Now, will you marry me? Like for you, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Like I put together a freaking presentation of your
a
dreams.
PowerPoint presentation. Hold on, so let me tell you. It sounds so nerdy, but that's kind of my personality. Like growing up, there was this Kinko's commercial, right? It was so awesome because they were out to dinner. It was like a special dinner, and homeboy, he like pulled out this PowerPoint presentation telling the girl how much he loved her and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I would want somebody to do that for me. Unbeknownst to be here, while she was proposing, my dumb ass is just happy I'm eating bacon, right? Oh, there's waffles. Like I'm just being a greedy ass.
Because I made waffles. Like I had to go buy a waffle iron, okay, for this shit.
There was so much thought put into it, but then it's like I'm greedy, so I'm like, ooh, coffee. Like I'm just tearing up the food, and then there's this PowerPoint presentation that starts playing, and I was like, what? And then you were so cute, and you were so nervous, and you were shaking.
Yeah, I mean, hello.
Aww. I really love that PowerPoint.
It's like a life-changing event. What?
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, obviously not. I'm still here however many years later.
What to do with you? What to do? No, but it was so cute. So, where was I going with that? Yes, the PowerPoint presentation. That's why I'm like, when you're in these relationships with people, you have to like talk to them and let them know and like, hey, nah, it's not like that. I'm not into, I don't want to shack up with you like that. I got to know that this is for real, real. You know what I mean?
I think I've been pretty honest with these females, but they just hear what they want.
That doesn't mean I wasn't honest with them. I was honest with them and also needed a place to stay.
That too.
My own place. You know what I mean? I had my own mortgage, so I wasn't really trying to bring somebody up in my space either. That's why I'm like, I'm not that kind of person. I don't like people like that.
And I mean, like, I don't know, I wasn't staying with people, I was staying with the person that
No,
I was
I'm
with,
just saying,
but
even with your partner, I like, go back to your own space. I'll see you another day. I'm not the U-Haul lesbian.
But luckily, those exes, that's what is, to me, that's what it's about, is learning from the one before, taking those experiences.
Learning, growth. So you can mature and take you to the one.
Oh.
Yeah, some words of wisdom from Nikki.
From the great Nikki. Well, on that note, we're going to end the show here. If you need a little more stud in your life, you can find us on IG and Twitter at 2studsinapod, where we are providing more stud-centric content. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot us an email at 2studsinapod@gmail.com. That's TWO studsinapod@gmail.com. And we may even select your question or comment to share on an upcoming episode. 2 Studs in a Pod is available on podcast platforms everywhere. Gratitude is always the attitude, so we want to say thank you for lending us your ear.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.